Hey viewers, we're out in the field with Berning Farms today. We are on a wheat drilling tractor, and we're riding along with Austin Beaver. Austin, good afternoon to you.
How are you?
Doing good. Austin, everything hit at once. You guys had silage harvest underway, high moisture corn was underway, wheat drilling was underway, everything hit at once. It's like I said, it's the end of September, October's just around the corner. Tell us a little bit about the last couple of weeks, and then I want you to walk us through this operation. We're on the John Deere 8RX. We're on the new wheat drill, new last year. Can you walk us through some of the stuff that happened the last couple of weeks, and then we'll talk a little bit about this machine?
Well, the last couple of weeks have been really haven't been that crazy because we've been blessed with a lot of moisture. I had almost 5.5 inches at my house, which is west of town, and other places had even more just in 2 or 3 days. But no, now it's time to get crazy again. We did a little bit of drilling to start off with, but we had to wait, and now the combines are rolling and drills are rolling and chopping silage and a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it all hit at once, like literally all hit at once. And we did have several rains in September, which I think was kind of a record. I heard some old timers say that the last time they really seen rainfall like this in September was 1994. Again, I didn't go back and fact check that, but a lot of people was saying it's been a while since we've seen a September like this.
I'm almost 30 years old and I don't remember anything like this.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. They are talking about an atmospheric river that is on the west coast inbound to the United States now. I'm not sure it's going to hit us, but who knows with how things are going.
No kidding. No, yeah, we've been very, very happy with our moisture, and the wheat's drilling very nice, and you know, there's really no complaints right now.
Cool. Well, tell us a little bit about this operation. You guys have, you know, you had almost 3 drills going at once, but now you're down to 2. Tell us about this setup. I know we were just chatting a moment ago, and this drill was new last year. So you might just walk us through the tractor, what you're pulling, and just, you know, for anybody that doesn't have the experience with wheat drilling, you know, just speak to it and you know, kind of help them visualize the process.
Yep, well, we are in an 8RX 410. It's a tractor, obviously, and we got an N560, which is the tool, which is in the middle, the actual drill itself, and then we have a 1910 cart. It holds 430 bushel.
Okay.
This is obviously a no-till drill. It just has a disc that opens up the ground enough for the boot to blow the wheat in there, and then it has a closing wheel and a packing wheel. Well, packing then closing. Okay,
so when you buy one of these, it's not a packaged deal. You get to spec the drill, and then you get to spec the, what do you call it, the cart?
Yeah, so the cart itself is with wheat drilling or rye or whatever else. People use these for milo. We don't drill milo, but you can customize your cart some, and you can get double chutes or single chutes, and bigger and smaller. And this cart's pretty basic. They make them very fancy where they auto cal and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, no, they get pretty crazy. This one's a pretty basic one though.
Okay, so if your cart's full, you said 400 and some bushels?
430.
And say you're on a nice stretch of a field, how long can you run on 400 and some bushels? I mean, will that last all day?
Well, I'm putting down a bushel an acre, which is 60 pounds.
Okay.
And I know that the other guy, Nick, he's planting at 50, so he gets a little farther, but yeah, essentially you can go 430 acres if you get it stuffed.
Okay. Now, why the difference in the pounds per or the bushels per acre? Is there a reason?
It just depends. He always does a little lighter. I always do a little heavier. There's really no reason why. I honestly think it may even yield about the same.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people that drill lighter. I've always done 60 pounds, so that's just where I've left it.
Okay. Now, is this considered a vacuum setup back here?
No, it blows.
Okay, so it's blowing that seed down into the tube.
It's got a big fan on the back, and it comes out of the meter and drops it into the chute. And there's 7 or 8 chutes. Apologize. There's 8 chutes that it falls into, and then blows the seed up to these black things, which we call towers.
Okay.
And then off the towers, it has the hoses that go down to the road unit.
Okay, so really it's kind of the opposite concept of the planters.
100%.
Okay.
100% opposite.
Had to wrap my head around that a little bit.
Yep.
So is it pretty aggressive when it's blowing it in the tube?
Well, right now, I mean, our fan's running 3,300, 3,350 RPM. So, I mean, really down there at the boot, you don't feel much, but back there in the back, that fan's singing.
Okay, like if you'd put your hand underneath one of the you know, rows, for lack of a better term, how quickly would it fill your hand up with seed?
Very.
Okay, so it's coming out pretty good.
Yeah, and it all depends on your speed, obviously, but yeah, no, it's coming out pretty quick.
Okay.
So.
And this is no-till, so for the most part, you can go through, you know, a field with a lot of material without any issues?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
It goes through stuff very easily. You can adjust your down pressures and all that jazz.
Okay.
But yeah, compared to a hoe drill, you can go through about anything.
And you guys have ran these for years. You know, back in the day, there was that other style of drill, which was more gravity fed. Yeah. But you guys have, how many years would you say you've been running this type of setup?
Oh, well, we used to run a lot of hoe drills. And we've always had a no-till drill, a 40-footer, but we used to run hoe drills on this unworked summer fallow. And it worked really good. We ran, you know, air seeders like this for as long as I can remember.
Okay. So, now, you know, as we look at comparing the wheat drill or this drill to a planter, your planters are 32 rows and, you know, something like, what is it, 80, 90 foot, something like that?
80, yep.
This thing, you know, obviously, this is 60 foot and it pulls just a little bit harder. What would be the reasoning for that? Is it just the cart in the back?
Well,
or?
yeah, you have so much weight in that cart. Okay. And then with your planters, you are pushing down a lot on the ground, especially when we were dry. But these drills are heavy. I mean, it's just heavy, and you got a lot of discs, a lot of moving of a lot of parts.
Okay. And, you know, thus the reason it's 60 foot wide and not, you know, 80, 90 foot, whatever those 32 rows are?
Yeah, and I think don't quote me on this, I think they make a bigger no-till drill than a 60, but I'm not for sure on that. But yeah, it takes a lot of power to move one of these, especially when your cart's full. Yeah,
and we're going uphill right now, and you can just hear the tractor shifted down. Austin has it in auto, and so it's trying to maintain 7.2, but we're running about 5.9 right now, just because we're going uphill. And again, to Austin's point, it pulls a little bit harder than a planter.
Yeah, you just have a lot of ground pushing against you.
Okay, and you said, you know, this is kind of one of the larger drills. I mean, they probably do make larger ones, but this is generally one of the larger ones that most customers run.
Yep, for the most part. A lot of people have either 50 or 60, and there's a lot of people that have a 40-footers around here. Actually, they're 42s, but we call them 40s.
Okay.
But yeah, most people have anywhere from a 50 to 60 when it comes to a no-till.
Okay. Well, walk us through, you know, the next couple weeks. What does it look like? The guys are out picking corn. I'm not sure if it's still high moisture or it's dry corn.
They're in high moisture still.
Okay, they're still in high moisture. Yep. You guys are going to be running at least 2 tractors, putting the wheat in the ground. What else is going to be going on over the next couple weeks?
A lot. We'll get to picking cutting milo at some point. That's going to be right around the corner. We even maybe have milo that's already dry enough to start cutting.
I heard that there's milo being cut over in Tribune.
Yep. So there's milo. I think there's people that are going to start chomping at the bit for the milo. So.
Okay. What would you expect? How many more weeks of corn harvest is there? Do you have any?
It really depends about where you're at. I mean, we have some stuff that would probably go for dry.
Yeah.
It'd be right at the top side, but I mean, we're probably going to have to wait a couple weeks for the rest of our wet corn, which is on the lower side of the wet, to dry down to dry.
Okay, so there might be a window to start some milo?
Yep. Well, yeah, if we can convert a couple combines or something.
Oh, so that's going to be the problem, though, trying to convert combines. So that
can still be able to go pick the corn when it's ready and blah, blah, blah.
Yep, okay. All right, well, you know, for the viewers out there, I'm pretty sure harvest is going to run through the entire month of October.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully you guys have it wrapped up by Thanksgiving, but just with everything hitting at once and, you know, trying to, you know, get things in a timely manner. It's going to be an interesting month as we move into October tomorrow.
It's going to be busy.
Yep. All right, so viewers, what we're going to do is Austin is set to get topped off with wheat anytime, so we're going to get some shots of that, and then we're going to break out the drone for a little bit, and we'll be doing some picture-in-picture with a bird's eye view of this operation from the air in action. So Austin, thanks for letting us ride with you this afternoon. We appreciate the update. Automatically shifts down, right?
Yeah.
When it hits a certain RPM?
Yeah, and you can run it in manual if you want to, but most of the time when I'm on flat ground, it really doesn't do too bad. It'll stay in this 13th gear, about 1800, which is really ideal.
Okay. The nice thing is this is one of the smoothest tractors on the farm, right? For
in
this
the
type
field,
of thing?
yeah.
Not so much for roading, but in the field.
It's pretty rough. But it's not as bad with this drill as it is with that planer.